Hello, my name is Vachaspati and my surname is Bimali. I teach IELTS and PT. Today in this short YouTube video, I am gonna teach you some important IELTS speaking tips. Some important IELTS speaking tips. Here in the whiteboard, I have clearly mentioned some of the wonderful tips that you should keep in mind when you are appearing in IELTS speaking test. Okay? Number one, use formal language during the interview. What does it mean? Use formal language during the interview. IELTS, when IELTS test takers go to take IELTS exam, you should not take your exam just for granted. It is use formal language during the interview. And what does it mean? You can't use the language that you use while talking to your sister, while talking to your brother. You have to use formal language. What does it mean? You have to show proper etiquette, proper courtesy. Courtesy means good behavior. In Nepali, it is called sistachar. You have to show proper courtesy to your examiner. You should follow, social norms and values. Okay? You shouldn't treat your examiner just for granted. You should use formal language. What does it mean? IELTS test takers will be standing outside, and when the turn comes, okay, you have to gently knock the door. Okay, like this. You have to, don't knock the door very, very sharply. You don't have to irritate your examiner. So you have to gently knock the door, and you should say, "May I come in, sir?" Depending on the gender. If your examiner is female, "May I come in, madam?" "May I come in, sir?" You have to speak in very, very polite tone. And some students say, "Can I come in, sir?" And some students say, "May I come in, sir?" So what is my personal advice here? Don't say, "Can I come in, sir?" And in English, if you want to sound more polite, you have to say "may." "May I come in, sir?" Okay. And after that, you will see an empty seat over there. Okay. So what I mean here, without taking the permission of the examiner, don't sit in that empty chair, even though that chair is for you. You have to say, "Would you please let me sit on this chair? Would you please let me sit on this chair?" What you have said, "May I come in, sir?" before, and always try to show varieties in your English. You have to say, "Would you please let me sit on this empty chair?" Or "May I sit on this empty chair?" What I mean, if you always repeat the same kind of sentence, you won't be able to impress your examiner by proving that you know wide range of sentence structure. Try to use varieties of sentence structure. At first, "May I come in, sir?" After that, "Would you please let me sit on this chair?" Okay. So now let me tell you one very important thing over here. In IELTS examiner always asks you two questions. Examiner always asks you two questions, and after asking two questions only, they start asking another four questions in IELTS speaking part 1. At first they ask, "What's your name, please?" Okay. They ask, "What's your name, please?" And after that, they say, "Where are you from? Could you show me your passport, please? Could you show me your passport, please?" Can you please open the door? I'm feeling some kind of suffocation. Little bit of it. Yeah. Okay. Ready? Can you show me your identity card, please? If the examiner asks you this question, don't say, "Yes, look it." Okay. "Can you show me your identity card, please?" Why not? Of course. Here you are. Have a look it, please. What you have to say? Why not? Of course. Here you are. Have a look it, please. If you say this kind of sentence, examiner will be happy. What I mean here, you have to give due respect to your examiner. Okay? Next, "What's your name, please?" Don't give one word answers. At least give 3 or 4 answers. Well, my name is Priya, but my family members and bosom friends, they call me Pinky. You can call me Priya or Pinky. It's your choice. Okay. And where are you from? Don't say Hyderabad, Bombay, Viratnagar, Mahakali, Thaplejung. If you are stating the name of your nations, you have to speak a bit longer sentence. Where are you from? Well, I am originally from Viratnagar, which is nearby India border, and this vibrant city is 500 kilometers far from Kathmandu. Okay, this vibrant city located kilometers. What I am doing, I am showing wide range of vocabulary. Don't give one word and two word answers. Now, number two. Number two tips, respond with complete and detailed answers. Respond with complete and detailed answers. What does it mean? In IELTS speaking part 1, if the examiner asks you, you walk or study. You walk or study. If the examiner uses or conjunctions, you have to speak on both sides. I mean, respond with complete and detailed answers. Do you walk or study? Well, I go to college in the morning. My college finishes at 10 o'clock in the morning. After that, I go to my office. And I have been working in one of the elite companies which is located at Baneswar in Kathmandu as an accountant. And I have been working there for the last 3 months. And what I have done here, I have proved by examiner that I know how to use present perfect continuous tense and how to use present perfect tense and how to use sentences like elite, located. Okay. In this way, you have to speak. Don't give one word and two word answers. Now, be respectful and well-mannered in your communication. What does it mean? Be respectful and well-mannered in your communication. What does it mean? Suppose, if you don't understand anything said by the examiner, don't say, what? What did you say? What? What did you say? You don't have to speak like this. Suppose, let me give you an example. Is there slanging match among your family members? Is there slanging match among your family members? If you don't understand the meaning of slanging match, okay, if you are unable to understand what the examiner has said, you have to say, I beg your pardon, please. Will you please say in simple English, sorry, I didn't get you. Could you please say in simple English like this? Whenever you don't understand, you have to say, I beg your pardon, pardon please, sorry, I didn't get you. Could you speak slowly? I mean, you have to make your examiner, you haven't understood something said by him or her. I mean, be respectful and well-mannered in your communications. Don't give very rude answer. Okay? Are you getting me? Now, sit confidently with proper posture. Sit confidently with proper posture. What does it mean? So, whenever you are, if you are in an IELTS speaking test, you have to sit comfortably on the chair. You have to sit straight to the eyes of the examiner. You don't have to prove him that you are nervous. You are losing confidence. So eye-to-eye contact. There must be eye-to-eye contact between examiner and examinee. Okay? You don't have to look down. Okay? You have to sit straight to the eyes of the examiner. Okay? Sit confidently and with proper postures. Okay? You should sit very straight. You shouldn't look down. Okay? It also plays very significant role. I mean, you have to show excitement. You have to show enthusiasm on your facial expression. You don't have to show your nervousness. Okay. Number next, include expressive and descriptive vocabulary in your responses. Include expressive and descriptive vocabulary in your responses. For example, in IELTS speaking part 1, speak about the person whom you appreciate. Okay. Well, there are so many persons whom I admire in my life. Today in IELTS speaking test, I would like to talk about my own revered father. R-E-V-E-R-E-D. Revered means the person whom you respect like God. The person whom I admire is none other than but my own R-E-V-E-R-E-D. Revered means the person whom you respect like God. Okay, like revered. There are so many reasons why I appreciate from the core of my heart is that he is a benevolent man. Benevolent. B-E-N-E-V-O-L-E-N-T. B-E-N-E-V-O-L-E-N-T. Benevolent means the person who thinks for the betterment and happiness of other people. Okay. There are so many reasons. The main reason is that he is benevolent, action-oriented, painstaking, and spiritually enlightenment. Spiritually enlightenment, painstaking. Painstaking means hardworking. Benevolent, person who thinks for the betterment and happiness of other people. I mean, you have to use such kind of sense-conveying word. I don't mean that you have to use very, very difficult word. You have to use sense-conveying words. Hope you are getting me. Now, next. Speak clearly and loudly enough to be heard. So, what I have seen, some students, they speak very, very slowly. Your voice should be reachable. I mean, the examiner should hear your voice. Speak clearly and your voice should be reachable. Next, maintain a consistent and natural speaking speed. Maintain a consistent and natural speaking speed. What does it mean? You don't have to speak unnecessarily fast. You don't have to speak unnecessarily slowly. If you speak extremely slowly, examiner will think that you are not able to speak English fluently. If you speak unnecessarily fast English, you may suffer. You may miss some points. What I mean here, you have to speak in moderate pace. Here, moderate means neither fast nor slow. Pace means movement. Okay. Next, clarify any uncommon or foreign terms you mention. Clarify any uncommon or foreign terms you mention. What do you mean by it? Like, what kind of food do you like to have? What kind of food items do you eat with your family members? Well, I eat different kinds of exuberant food items. The splendid food items I like to eat along with my family members is Gunruk and Sinki. Okay, Gunruk and Sinki, these are two typical Nepalese names. Okay, if you speak any word, okay, whose equivalent word in English is impossible, you have to clarify to your examiner. I mean, here Gunruk means one kind of vegetables, okay, which is eaten by Nepalese people. And there is another word, Sinki and Gunruk. Okay, Sinki means one kind of vegetables which is made from radish. Okay, we eat this kind of vegetables. Okay, if you speak any kind of foreign words, you have to clarify to your examiner. For example, where are you from? I am from Bajura. Okay, I am from Bajura. Bajura is a remote area in Nepal which is located 500 kilometers far from capital city Kathmandu. You have to clarify to your examiner. The next is stick to the questions and avoid going off topic. So what happens especially in IELTS speaking part 2, examiners hardly speak for 2 minutes. Okay, examinees hardly speak for 2 minutes. They speak at least for 30 seconds, 40 seconds and they remain silent, which is not good. I mean, you have to speak on the given topic with logic. If you speak illogically, examiner will not give you a score. Many people say it's very, very easy to speak for 2 minutes, but in IELTS exam, if you have to speak in 2 minutes in IELTS speaking part 2, 2 minutes seems as if it is eternity. People hardly speak for 2 minutes. they speak just for 50 seconds only, 70 seconds only. I mean, you have to speak at least for 2 minutes in IELTS speaking part 2. In IELTS speaking part 3, whenever they start asking discussion questions, you need to speak unless they stop you. Okay, like what are the advantages and disadvantages of internet? Well, internet has many merits as well as demerits. At first, I would like to talk about merits. Uh, the most important thing, internet gives us vast information. I mean, whatever we need, we can simply type in Google or YouTube. Internet provides information. For instance, I am a son of business magnate. If I want to know how should I promote my business, ChatGPT also gives information, Google also gives, and YouTube also gives. I mean, I need vast information from internet. On the contrary, okay, internet has demerits also. If people use internet very unintelligently, it can lead to them great failure. For instance, one of my brothers, what he did, he fell in love with cunning girl. Instead of doing business and reading well, he started chatting with that cunning girl. As a result, later on that cunning girl looted his money and she betrayed him. Okay. As a result, my brother became public failures. It is all because of what? Internet. Okay. You have to give reasons. Unless examiner stops you, go on speaking. Go on speaking. Okay. Next, avoid using informal or slang expressions. What do you mean by informal and slang expressions? Slang expression means the English, the language which is spoken in a particular community. Slang means not standard English. You don't have to use slang expressions. You have to use standard English. Okay. Some words which are used in particular community of America and England, they are called what? Slang. You don't have to use slang words. You have to use standard English. Next. Number last tips, don't memorize responses. Keep your answers natural and spontaneous. Okay. What many students I have seen in my life, they memorize the questions, but IELTS examiner will notice, okay, if you have given memorized best answers, don't memorize the answers. Speak naturally. Use linking words. Use relative clause. Speak naturally. Don't let your examiner know that you have memorized the questions and you are giving memorized best answers, which will create very negative impressions. So, okay. So, dear students, I teach IELTS and TOEFLs and PT and offline and online. I live in Kathmandu. If you want to join my IELTS, okay, I mean physical as well as online class, you can give me a call at my WhatsApp number. And at last, I humbly request you to subscribe my channel, okay, and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any update. Bye bye. See you in next video.